Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Hello and welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show, keeping your local news close to home. West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and the city of Sylvan Lake all throughout your work week. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and thank you for joining us as you do all throughout your week on cable television, on Comcast Channel 15, and on AT&T Channel 99. Find us on the web as well, broadcasting live in high definition and on demand every single day on CivicCenterTV.com, on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, and also live and on demand 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube at Civic Center TV. In addition, you can find us on the radio, take us with you on the road safely throughout the community for the latest news, information, and updates. Our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day per week live simulcast of Civic Center TV programming is on 89.3 Lakes FM. It's been a cold week, it's been a windy week, a cloudy week, all kind of a mix of all of that with some snow and some rain in the forecast over the next 48 hours in particular, but really going to affect our entire weekend. Your high today, 38, and a low of 30, but this is a big weather day in the greater West Bloomfield area and across Oakland County and lower Michigan. We'll have more details on that in just a little bit, but the basics of your forecast today: a cloudy morning with winds somewhere between 10 to 20 miles per hour, and that will continue on through parts of the later morning and into the early afternoon. But as we get closer to that afternoon and evening commute time, right around 5 o'clock, rain and snow, a mix of both, come into play, and they are going to be a factor all throughout your evening and throughout the night in the greater West Bloomfield area, as well as on your Saturday. The 75% chance of rain and snow around 5 p.m. that was forecast for today over the past several days has now been upgraded to a 90% chance of rain and snow mix in the greater Bloomfield area as of 5 p.m. currently in the forecast, with winds also around 20 miles per hour at their gusts around. So it's going to be a sloppy and a messy evening commute. Give yourself plenty of time and give cars in front of you and behind you plenty of space also to be able to make evasive moves or emergency stops if need be. It's going to be a cold night, a windy night, a rainy night, a snowy night. It's going to be colder than it's been over the last several weeks outside, so the roads are going to be slick. You're going to want to take plenty of time. This snowstorm is going to persist from really middle of the afternoon all the way through Saturday, with a winter weather advisory in effect today from 1 p.m. until tomorrow at 7 p.m. We'll have more details on that in just a little bit. Your Saturday forecast, a lot of the same, but much cooler temperatures, a high of 30 and a low of 14. And the key on Saturday, not so much the wind and the snow, but the rain and the snow, but rather the wind, with high winds all throughout the day, peaking at about 21 miles per hour during certain parts of the morning and up to 25 miles per hour during certain parts of your afternoon. It's going to continue to be cloudy outside also. Not really a big chance for any precipitation at this time, short of this winter storm persisting a little bit longer than initially expected. But that rain, that snow, that ice going to affect your Saturday also, especially out on our roadways in the aftermath of this winter storm coming in this afternoon and evening. And that's especially going to affect your forecast on Sunday. Those temperatures extremely low, a high of just 13 degrees for your forecast on Sunday and a low of 3 degrees with high winds all throughout the day. It's going to be cloudy, going to be windy, winds peaking around 18 miles per hour in the morning and upwards of 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. But the wind chill is also going to be a key factor on that day. We're expecting over the next couple of days, especially Saturday, with the wind chill being as bad, with the winds being as severe as they're going to be, the wind chill is going to put the temperatures into the single digits pretty much throughout the remainder of that day, and Sunday with the winds being what they are. Similar forecasts could even get into the negatives if those wind speeds go up higher or those gusts are more severe. There's plenty of news making headlines across the greater West Bloomfield area. Of course, The chief among them is the winter weather coming in Friday afternoon and all the way through our Saturday that will affect our entire weekend forecast. We'll have more information on that, some more specifics on the snowfall totals in Oakland County and throughout southeastern Michigan, what to be aware of this weekend, and more from the National Weather Service's Detroit office out of Pontiac and White Lake coming up in just a few minutes. We'll also give you some advice on keeping your pets safe during this winter weather, what you should be thinking of as you let your dogs out, or maybe you have an indoor and outdoor cat or an outdoor cat, considerations to be made for our furry friends during this winter storm activity. Plus, respectfully shoveling or plowing in Keego Harbor, what you need to know about taking care of your home after these storms come through in the next couple of days, to be respectful to the city and to the roadways also, and avoid some fines after winter storms that can commonly happen as you're plowing your driveway. Gretschko students got into the Martin Luther King Jr. Day spirit earlier on this week with a special parade around their school, all getting in the spirit also of a big event coming up this weekend at West Bloomfield Middle School. Sunday is the 30th United We Walk event in the auditoria and throughout the school at West Bloomfield Middle School. We've got some special news also coming up, some updates from the United We Walk community breaking this morning. We'll give you an update on some of the festivities happening on that day. Some changes expected to Sunday's event than initially discussed. We will have those details for you in just a few minutes. Also happening over the weekend, this time instead of Sunday, on Saturday, it'll be the second annual MLK Laker Classic, inviting girls basketball teams from across the state of Michigan to West Bloomfield High School to compete in a day of fun and games on the basketball court. West Bloomfield plays at 5 o'clock. We'll give you details on their game on Saturday, plus a big result from their game last night on the road against Southfield A&T. Later on in the program, Suzanne Levine from the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce will join us to preview a special edition of this show that will be happening next week Friday, a special early time at a special place for a special event. We'll preview the board installation breakfast with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce coming up in just a little bit. Also over the weekend, a chance for you to get into your winter reading mode, especially for the kids, as the winter reading kickoff will take place at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. We'll give you details on that. Plus, hiring efforts are underway by the West Bloomfield Fire Department, the Police Department, and various other areas of West Bloomfield Township, plus a special job fair also on its way coming up next week in the Greater West Bloomfield community. All of those details on the available jobs and the job fair coming up on today's program. As we head into the thick of the winter season, those temperatures are going to get even colder tonight, could affect temperatures inside of your home. So many people will turn to space heaters or turn up their heat, put on their fireplaces. Some considerations you might want to be making as we head into the thick of the winter season from the West Bloomfield Fire Department to prevent fire home or get yourself prepared in case of a fire-related emergency to escape your home safely this winter season. Plus, even more updates from across West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, Sylvan Lake, and around Oakland County. Stay with us. More of your local news that's close to home coming up next on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Welcome back to Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show, keeping your local news close to home 5 days a week on the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and thank you for joining us, and remind you can always keep up to date on the latest programming representing our 4 communities, including the Splash Live, with air times listed each and every day on civiccentertv.com. Friday and Saturday, today and tomorrow, big weather days in the Greater West Bloomfield area and really all across lower Michigan, as a major snowstorm is filing through our state at this time, and it is heading our way quite quickly. Parts of lower Michigan already under a winter storm warning, and others like our local area soon to be have in effect a winter weather advisory. That is going to be in place today, beginning at 1 o'clock p.m. And that winter weather advisory will run all the way through Saturday at 7 p.m. A winter weather advisory is essentially saying that conditions are in place for winter storm conditions to develop in our area, and we should have heightened awareness and preparation for what may be coming our way, and giving specific details on that. Whereas a winter storm warning says, hey, this winter weather activity is imminent. It's going to be affecting your area momentarily, could be within a few minutes or could be within the next couple of hours, and you should be imminently prepared for that. So those winter storm warnings still in effect, or going into effect soon, just a little bit west of Oakland County, and certainly a little bit much further west, a couple counties over of us here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. However, we are going to soon be under a winter weather advisory beginning at 1 p.m. on Friday. Snow, strong winds, and potentially hazardous conditions at times throughout our afternoon and our evening tonight are expected as a result of this winter storm. If you look on your screen on civiccentertv.com, you're seeing some of those areas that are affected by a winter weather advisory, and as well as by a winter storm warning. Wind chills are expected to go into the single digits, as it says on this infographic, quote unquote, Arctic air is expected to arrive this weekend, partially as a result of the storm system coming in, dropping our temperatures, plus the high winds that will persist not only throughout the day today and on Saturday, but especially also on Sunday, when we won't have these conditions, but we'll have significantly lower temperatures than we've had over the past several days, including today. Our temperatures today and tomorrow are still going to be mostly in the 30s with lows in the teens, but on Sunday, the high is 13 degrees, as we mentioned just a few minutes ago on this very program. We go to the next graphic, Calvin. We'll have some of the snow totals from the National Weather Service serving the Pontiac, Detroit, and White Lake area, the Detroit office located in Pontiac and White Lake. Snow totals are expected to be in the range of 4 to 6 inches throughout this storm across Oakland County, including here in the Greater West Bloomfield area, with some areas of Oakland County even in the range to possibly get from 6 to 8 inches of snow throughout this storm. However, that's going to be in the northern portion of Oakland County, well beyond our area, north of Pontiac, so that's going to be just outside of the Greater West Bloomfield area, but by quite a significant difference. But there's still the time element, the time factor that plays into this storm. If some patterns change, the wind patterns change, the wind direction, and the storm shifts a little bit more southern than it's currently projected, we could end up in that 6 to 8 inch range. However, that is not expected at this time by any forecasts that we have checked. So keep in mind right now, about 4 to 6 inches is expected. We'll have that up for you in a moment so you can take a look at that graphic. There we go. Thank you, Calvin. 4 to 6 inches expected throughout much of the Thumb area and into lower Michigan, as you can see on that image of the Pontiac area, well within that 4 to 6 inch range. But that little peak of yellow just north of Pontiac in the northern portions of Oakland County, as you're heading toward Flint and as you're heading toward the I-69 corridor, is within that 6 to 8 inch range. It's just outside of our area. It's north of Pontiac. Pontiac, just north of the northernmost point of our communities in Sylvan Lake. So we're not expected to be in that higher range of snow. We are going to be in that moderate range of 4 to 6 inches, with other areas south of us in the 2 to 4 or 1 to 2 inch range. But we're certainly going to be well affected with snow as a result of this storm. Snow is coming in this afternoon. The heaviest is expected this afternoon and into the evening, with peak snowfall rates upwards of 1 inch per hour throughout the local area. You can keep up to date on the latest weather reports, the changes in the patterns of these storms live and updated all throughout your day by visiting weather.gov/DTX, weather.gov/DTX. And I repeat that because it's important to distinguish between weather.com, which of course is the Weather Channel, a separate entity, a property of Turner Broadcasting, as opposed to weather.gov, which is the official website of the National Weather Service. Plus, through the National Weather Service, if you go to weather.gov, you can put in your zip code. In our case, it's something like 48323, 48322, 48320, and get much more pinpointed and specific details affecting your zip code in our local area. Weather.gov, or follow the National Weather Service on both Twitter/X and Facebook at NWS Detroit, facebook.com/NWS Detroit, where they have these graphics on your screen already posted. They'll have even more updates throughout the day. We'll stick with them as well and share them on our social media as well, which you can find information and links for on CivicCenterTV.com. It's also important during these winter storms to keep in mind our furry friends, especially if you're a dog owner or if you own an outdoor cat or indoor-outdoor cat. Special considerations should absolutely be made in the case of this impending storm, given the winds, given the snow and rain conditions, and especially the cold weather and the wind chills that are expected over the weekend. The Michigan Adoption Network and Animal Care Network, which is located out of Pontiac, made a post with some advice and some legal considerations also for your pets over the course of the next few days to make sure they are safe, they are warm, and they are healthy. This was shared in the Keego Facebook group. Some of the advice that they've provided as cold weather and the winter storm comes in today and through parts of Saturday. If you know anyone that keeps their pets outdoors, this is a good time to try to persuade them to maybe bring their pets inside over the next couple of days and keep them safe, at least during this storm. Maybe they have an outdoor cat that maybe spends some time with their family indoors, but may not have a specific shelter set up for them safely outdoors that has these considerations in mind for the winter weather. Maybe a good time to bring them in for just a little while, keep them out of the stormy conditions and give them the help that they need. Or an indoor-outdoor cat is another consideration to have for bringing them more on the indoor side for the next couple of days. Same goes for dogs. If you have your dogs outside, they're roaming free much of the day, they're playing in the yard. These next couple of days, both throughout the later portions of today, Saturday, and even into Sunday, you may want to keep a more watchful eye on them or have them spend a little bit more time in the warm comfort of your home. Dogs and cats can suffer from frostbite in a matter of minutes, mainly on their feet, their ears, and their tails. Another helpful piece of advice from the Michigan Animal Care Network and the Michigan Adoption Network out of Pontiac is to keep in mind that as these conditions come through, we are salting our roads, we are salting our driveways, and that can irritate our pets, particularly their paws, as those chemicals do get on them and have a reaction also to their skin and to other parts of their body. So keep that in mind as well. Cats who spend time outdoors can freeze, get lost, injured, or climb into the bottom of warm cars for warmth, trying to find some sort of shelter or escape from the elements. Keep that in mind. Just try to be extra safe and consider our animals during this time. There's more helpful advice available on the Michigan Adoption Network and the Michigan Animal Care Network's Facebook page, facebook.com/MAAN.ACN, or just search Michigan Adoption Network /Animal Care Network on Facebook for even more information, more advice that pertains to winter weather and our pets, and so much more. In the heart of the lakes in Keego Harbor, the police department posting a message about shoveling your driveways and your sidewalks and whatnot over the course of this storm. What you should consider as the city does its own maintenance and as we think about safety of our roadways. From the Keego Harbor Police Department's Facebook page, they wrote a statement saying, quote, "A snow removal reminder on behalf of your diligent DPW foreman and resident snow removal specialist," who you're seeing on your screen on CivicCenterTV.com. That is Doug Walden, who will be all throughout the city of Keego Harbor during this storm, along with his team, clearing the roadways and keeping our roads safe in the heart of the lakes. They say do not shovel, snow plow, or plow snow from your driveway into the roadway. Definitely want to keep that in consideration. If you contract someone to remove the snow from your driveway or from your home during the winter season, it is ultimately your responsibility to make sure that they aren't doing the same, that they're putting that snow either on the side of your yard or off the street, but not putting that snow into the road, even for a short period of time. That is your responsibility. You will incur the fines. You will incur the penalties, not your contractor. It is a civil infraction per Michigan Motor Vehicle Code of upwards of no more than $100 if you do plow your snow into the road. The Keego Harbor Police Department also sending the message out from the Tri-City Fire Department through West Bloomfield's Fire Department to also keep in consideration what you're seeing on your screen just in that image before. Try not to pile snow in front of fire hydrants. While this doesn't necessarily prevent the firefighters in our local community from responding to incidents where they may need access to these hydrants, it takes time for them to clear that snow out of the way, make sure there aren't obstructions, that they can connect their hoses or other apparatus to these fire hydrants, and then respond to the task at hand, putting out the fire that they are addressing. That time can be critical, especially today with the materials in our homes. We've heard this from Fire Marshal Byron Turnquist so many times in recent years, and even Deputy Fire Marshal Dave DeBoer. The materials that things are made with, items in our home today, catch fire a lot quickly, so that extra time that our firefighters are taking clearing snow piles away from our fire hydrants could be a life or death amount of time. All things to keep in consideration as we try to keep ourselves safe, keep our homes neat and orderly in the aftermath of this snowstorm or during this snowstorm, but also be respectful to our neighbors, to our city, and to the area around us as well. Plenty of more information. You can see this entire post from the Keego Harbor Police Department on their Facebook page. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, we're heading into the Martin Luther King Jr. Day holiday weekend. And the West Bloomfield School District already in the spirit of the holiday. We'll take you through a recent recognition of Dr. King's birthday from Gretschko Elementary School and preview the 30th annual United We Walk event coming up next on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream lives on with United We Walk, an event that celebrates Dr. King Jr.'s birthday by embracing unity, diversity, and acceptance. Volunteer, participate, or donate to bolster our community. For more information, go to unitedwewalk.org. Show your support Sunday, January 14th, 2024, from 1 to 3 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Middle School. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
We thank you for sticking with us to keep your local news close to home in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake Village all throughout your work week here on The Splash Live. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and thank you for being with us on Civic Center TV on 89.3 Lakes FM and across social media, Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. You can also follow along for updates, live videos, and more at Civic Center TV. An exciting weekend ahead and already the celebration underway in the West Bloomfield School District, commemorating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday and the holiday that goes along with it at the federal level, being celebrated all throughout the country. The celebration got underway in our elementary schools earlier on this week. Just yesterday, Gretchko Elementary celebrated its MLK festivities with a parade around the school. Here on your screen, you're seeing a number of students as they marched throughout the entirety of Gretchko Elementary School alongside Sonia James from the administrative offices, as well as Superintendent Dr. Bazzi and many others from across the school district participating in this event. There Have a Dream posters. You can see students walking around with their dreams for peace and so much more, and having visual representations of what that means to them as they marched throughout the school. Signs also on the walls throughout the entirety of Gretchko Elementary School and along the parade route as they marched in honor and in memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and an inspiration for continuing to bring his dream forward for years to come and generations, both in our community and beyond, as we recognize Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend. That's just the beginning of the festivities happening all throughout the weekend in commemoration of Dr. King's life and legacy. On Saturday, a special basketball tournament also occurring at West Bloomfield High School. The second annual MLK Laker Classic brings some of the best girls basketball teams in the entire state of Michigan right here to WB. Festivities kick off right around 9:30. The first tip-off of the opening game, Rochester Hills Stony Creek versus Riverview, and games all throughout the day with the final tip happening at 8 o'clock p.m. on Saturday night. West Bloomfield, of course, taking on Belleville, a home matchup as the host of this tournament happening at 5 o'clock, all at West Bloomfield High School. And the girls basketball team already off to a great start in the 2023-24 season. A 7-0 start, including 3 consecutive wins to kick off the 2024 calendar year. A big one last night on the road at Southfield A&T, where they won. This is not a typo. I'm not kidding about this. I'm not making this up. 97-29, a resounding victory over their OAA Red Division rivals in Southfield A&T. And a career night for this lady on your screen on the left side in the green uniform and the white headband. Kendall Hendricks had a career high, 25 points, but she lit up the stat sheet on Thursday evening, also pulling down 9 rebounds, swiping away 3 assists, and getting her teammates involved. 4 assists, she had 3 steals, 4 assists, and also 2 blocks, making a big impact in the paint and in the perimeter for the West Bloomfield Lakers in that huge victory on the road against Southfield A&T. It was also a big night for Sheridan Beal, who pulled in 17 points also for the Lakers against Southfield A&T. They're 7-0, hoping to go 8-0 after their game on Saturday at 5 o'clock at West Bloomfield High School against the Belleville Tigers. And then beyond that, all sights are set on once again making another trip to the Breslin Center later on this winter. They'll try to be one of the rare teams that makes it back to the state championship game, not just for a second consecutive year, but for a third consecutive year. The Lakers last season just narrowly losing in the state championship game to Rockford after following up the year before that when they were the Division I state champions, looking to go 3 for 3, making it to the Breslin on the final day of the season in the MHSAA's Division I. But that doesn't happen until they get through the MLK Laker Classic. First tip-off in the morning at West Bloomfield High School at around 9:30 a.m. And the final game will tip off at 8 o'clock between Edison and Wayne Memorial. You can find even more information on the MLK Laker Classic and keep up to date with the West Bloomfield Lakers' prolific girls varsity basketball team on Twitter or X at WB State Champs. And, of course, updates from all of our athletics teams on West Bloomfield Athletics splash.com. Then on Sunday, the festivities continue. For the 30th time, our school district and our local community will celebrate United We Walk, honoring the life and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Plenty of special events happening to commemorate the landmark 30th celebration of this event. It will all happen at West Bloomfield Middle School, kicking off right around 1 o'clock p.m. with festivities all throughout the afternoon up to about 3 o'clock p.m. The formal ceremony will be broadcast on our channel live to tape, which means we won't have it live for you right at 1 o'clock. All the more reason to be at West Bloomfield Middle School on Sunday afternoon for the formal ceremony. But we'll have that broadcast for you later on that day, or at the very worst on the Monday itself of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But there's also going to be a walk happening on Sunday, plus service events all throughout West Bloomfield Middle School to commemorate the impact, the life, the legacy, and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As we said earlier, some special updates, some news breaking this morning on the United We Walk event as a result of the impending weather situation coming into our local area. Got an email this morning from United We Walk adult co-chair Jennifer Graham, who was recently on our program to talk about this event, saying they've been informed by the West Bloomfield Township officials, presumably the police department, that they may not be able to clear the sidewalks of snow in time for Sunday's event. The walk expected to happen around 1:30, where they will walk they were scheduled to walk north on Orchard Lake Road toward Walnut Lake, and then walk back south from Walnut Lake Road back to West Bloomfield Middle School. At this time, it's unclear if the sidewalks would be cleared, and so it presents, of course, a safety issue in that case. So the United We Walk committee, they reached out to the administration of the West Bloomfield School District, who did agree to allow them to move the walk from outdoors to being throughout the West Bloomfield Middle School. So the walk will continue. It will happen. It will be, however, indoors instead of outdoors. And hey, a nice little special consideration too, a bit of a tour of the West Bloomfield Middle School. If you haven't been in that still very new facility, a great chance to take a look all throughout West Bloomfield Middle School while commemorating the Martin Luther King Jr. Day holiday. Plus, service events will also be happening, and this is a great event to commemorate the Martin Luther King Jr. Day holiday, rated by Little Guide Detroit as one of the top 35 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day events happening over the MLK Day weekend, including one of their top 5 special events to commemorate the holiday. Once again, 1 o'clock p.m. until 3 o'clock p.m. Sunday, January 14th. Join us at West Bloomfield Middle School for all the fun activities and festivities, and also stay tuned on CivicCenterTV.com and on our social media for updates, as we will have that formal program that will kick off this event for you on demand, live to tape, hopefully sometime on Sunday afternoon. We'll give you more updates on that as we get closer to that being ready for broadcast. So follow us, Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, and on Twitter and Instagram as well at Civic Center TV. And you can always stay updated on CivicCenterTV.com. We have so many more special events coming up over the next few weeks. Of course, this weekend, United We Walk, and then next week, 1 week from today, a special edition of the Splash Live is coming up to help introduce us to some of our leaders in our local business community. On the other side of this short break, Suzanne Levine from the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce will join us to talk about their annual board installation breakfast. Stay with us. The Splash Live will be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. And now, back to the Splash, live.
We're keeping your news close to home all throughout your week on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM right here on the Splash Live. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft. We thank you also for joining us today on the Facebook page of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. You can follow them for more information on our business community, including ways you can improve your business right here in our four communities by visiting facebook.com/West Bloomfield CC. Joining us now on the Splash Live and on the Facebook page of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce is their Executive Director, Suzanne Levine, as we get ready for their board installation breakfast just a couple of weeks away. A really exciting ceremony each and every year, and a big year ahead for all of our businesses here in the Greater West Bloomfield community. Suzanne, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for joining, and I'm joining you. You're not joining me. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. And before we get into the details about the board installation breakfast, which is just a few weeks away, and it will happen on a Friday morning, and will be part of a special program here on Civic Center TV with our live coverage. As we begin the new year, Happy New Year is a statement we hear so much around the first few days of January, even the first couple weeks sometimes of January. But this is a really important time for businesses. And so for those that maybe aren't members of a chamber or are starting their business in 2024 in our four communities or in neighboring communities, how much of a benefit can they have along their business journey and building their business by being a member of a local chamber?
Well, local chambers originally started out as the voice of business. And so we're here to connect them to beneficial community partners. Perhaps it's a small business and they want to connect, maybe they're a real estate agent that wants to connect with assisted living places. Perhaps it's a doctor that wants to get more patients. Perhaps it's, a local boutique that wants to bring in more people. And that's where we come in. I'm a business matchmaker, and so I will sit down with them and strategize about what's the best way to bring people into their businesses. We have several specialized networking groups that are exclusive to chamber member benefits, like our senior resource group, which is not only networking for the businesses, but they are actually getting in front of seniors, vibrant seniors that meet at Connect through West Bloomfield Parks and Rec, and we teach them classes. These are not sales pitches. These are actual classes to help them improve the quality of their life and to give them some alternatives to some of the medical and group. And this is really exciting because we know that this group really is starting out and they need all the connections that they can get, and actually trying to teach them a little bit more about the one-on-one networking, because we know no matter how much social networks, how many media platforms you're on, very few things are going to replace that one-on-one, especially when it comes to money and to health. Those are trust issues. So that's building the trust in these people. And we have other groups as well, our wealth, our wellness, and health professionals. So we're here to help businesses thrive, especially in our community. We have a very diverse community full of lots of different businesses, and we're here to serve and to make sure that our community stays vibrant and relevant.
And you mentioned trust being a huge element in the healthcare space, especially for businesses, and especially those that are just starting out. But that really connects back to what benefit a chamber can also provide, which is getting these new businesses or these already established businesses more involved in the community. Just how big of an impact can community involvement have on growing your business?
I think that it can have a huge impact, because if people don't even know that you exist, they're not going to come into your store. So one of the great things that we do is not only introduce them to other businesses that they may be able to do business with. I mean, one example is we had a young pizza shop owner, and he had started out and he didn't know how to grow his business, and I connected him to several real estate agents and told them that when they sell a house, it would be great if he just delivered a small or medium-sized pizza, welcome to the neighborhood. And he was able to build his business because people didn't even know that he existed. existed. So there's all different kinds of great ways that these businesses can collaborate with one another and get to know one another and hopefully increase their business. But, no amount of advertising is going to work unless you can start making these meaningful connections. And that's what a chamber is all about. It's connecting businesses for mutual benefit.
And it's helping these businesses to grow in the community, take charge in the community in their own way, and build their business, but build the connections to West Bloomfield, to Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, Sylvan Lake, and even neighboring communities as well, with their local businesses joining neighboring chambers in our community and beyond as well. And often those businesses, they build those connections, they build those grassroots in our community, and then they move on to leadership roles within the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. And that connects us to a really fun upcoming event that it's always one of those hallmarks of the beginning of the calendar year in mid-January. The board installation breakfast will be back Friday, January 19th at a new location, West Bloomfield Parks Connect Senior Center, their brand new location on 14 Mile Road. We'll have live coverage of that as a special edition of the Splash Live beginning about 8 a.m. on that Friday morning, including the full ceremony. And Suzanne, this is a special event for leaders within the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, but it's also a really nice event for those that are joining the chamber for the first time and a great introduction to our community. So give us a little bit of insight about the board installation breakfast for those that either haven't experienced it before or maybe considering joining this year.
Well, it's a really great opportunity for the community to meet our board and connect with some of the leaders in our community, from Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital to block advisors to some of the Corwell. There are lots of different leaders in positions that, advise us. Orchard Mall, Kelly Woodley has been a fabulous board member for a long time. But what's fun about it is we always have Judge Diagostini, Diane Diagostini, 48th District Court judge, who loves doing these, and she will be installing the board. And it's just a fabulous opportunity. We're very fortunate to have a great partner in West Bloomfield Parks and Rec, and it should be a great event. We have celebrity catering. We'll provide a light breakfast, and it is really more than that. It's introducing the board and the new members to the community and giving access to the community to these people to perhaps get some advice, suggestions, or maybe even making a connection for their business. So it's a really great way to launch the new year. Everyone is very hopeful right now that this will be a great year, and we have a lot of exciting things with an election, et cetera. So, all the businesses are kind of like on high alert. How can I increase my business? How can I stay vibrant? And we're really excited to always offer different innovative programming to our new businesses and existing ones.
And for those new businesses or new business leaders that join the chamber or participate in this event, you've been with the chamber for a number of years. You've been spearheading this event for a number of years, Suzanne. For those that do join in, and this is sort of their first outing with the chamber, or even their first outing as a member of this community from the business side, just how big can this event be for them in terms of getting off on the right foot and starting to meet some of the people that are not only power players in the day-to-day of our community, but those that could potentially be helpful in getting them acclimated to West Bloomfield and the Tri-Cities?
Yeah, the board is a great resource for mentoring and suggestions, but you just never know. You're only one connection away from having some great resources, having new clients. Maybe people don't know, for example, one of our sponsors is Drip IV Therapy and Hydration, and especially with all the flu and COVID and RSV, et cetera, going there to get a boost, a lot of people don't realize that they're right on the boardwalk, so they decided to sponsor to get the word out that they're here to help the community stay healthy and vibrant, because obviously if your employees are sick, it's really hard to run a business. So there's all different businesses that will be in attendance, and I'm like your mother. I will make sure that you get to meet anyone that you want to, or anyone that I think could be a great business connection. That's what I'm here for, is to help promote your business and connect you so that our community stays as fabulous and vibrant with our parks and rec, our library, our schools. We have an amazing community, and it's my job, since I live, work, and play here, to make sure that it stays that way.
We're joined by Suzanne Levine, the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, joining us on the Splash Live today to preview their annual board installation breakfast. We'll have special coverage of that on a special edition of the Splash Live Friday, January 19th, beginning at about 8 a.m. And you can also participate by joining along with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. This event happening on 14 Mile Road in West Bloomfield at the brand new location of the Connect Senior Center in partnership with West Bloomfield Parks. Members of the Chamber can attend for $10, non-members for $20, and you can get more information on ticketing by visiting westbloomfieldchamber.com or calling the Chamber at 248-626-3636. Again, that phone number, 248-626-3636 for more information and to register for this event. And Suzanne, not only do we hear from power players in the business community and a number of different business sectors at the Chamber's installation every year, we have so many other events where we have people from so many different disciplines, experience levels, and skill levels that are speaking and are providing mentoring opportunities throughout the year. In 2023, we had a great opportunity to join along with the Chamber for their annual leadership breakfast and hear from Roop Raj from Fox 2 News about the changing role of media in business, and also from Casey Crane of Crane Communications. And at this time, what sort of special events do you have on the docket or special efforts that are being put forth by the Chamber in 2024 that you'd like to discuss?
Well, we always have on the second Friday of every month our Cup of Connections, which is a great, drop-in coffee meet and greet on the 12th. It's going to be at Town Hall Place Senior Center. In addition to our specialized groups, we're looking to our leadership breakfast again. I'm looking for some really another great speaker. As much as everyone wants Roop Raj and Casey Crane again, they were phenomenal. I'm going to give them a year off. Although they probably would be great after the election. So we'll see if I can persuade them to come back. We're going to do an awards dinner. We, COVID kind of put that on hold, where we honor 5 different people in our community that are voted upon by our community, leaders in our community, business person of the year, entrepreneur of the year. We're going to do another golf outing again with Lakes Area Chamber. We have our health fair in June. And there's going to be some other little amazing events. We're going to try to do some sort of art gallery event, a wine and dine. And our young professional group is really looking to have some innovative programming to get young people. And I guess you can be young at heart. We're not really putting an age qualifier on it. And they are looking for mentors also for that group. So we have a lot of exciting things on the docket. And I'm really excited, and I'm always open to hearing about other ideas that the community is interested in doing or hearing about. And of course, we're so fortunate to have Civic Center TV. People don't realize what a great resource you are for news and for information and for fun events. So thank you again. I know that you're going to be hosting a lot of events this year. So thank you for all you do to serve our community, because it really is a very unique enterprise that a lot of communities don't have.
We have a lot of fun doing that, and it's great to provide information on so many different resources that are available throughout the community. And the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce has so many different people within their network that can provide some resources and some assistance to people, whether they're looking for a new place to shop, a good book to read, or they're looking to improve their business. So we appreciate having you on, Suzanne. Before we let you go, anything else that people should know about the board installation breakfast or other things going on with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber at this time?
Well, they can always contact me at wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com, 248-626-3636. We have so many events, it's kind of hard to keep track of all of them. They can go to our website, westbloomfieldchamber.com. But I'm here to serve the community, so even if someone doesn't join the chamber, I'm happy to direct them to the resources they need. We get a lot of seniors that call the chamber, looking for resources, and we have a senior resource group link on our website also with all different resources. So I'm always happy to direct them. As I say, This is a vibrant community, and it's my goal to keep it that way. So thank you for all that you do to make sure that we do stay vibrant and relevant. And again, looking forward to a really great, prosperous 2024 where our community and our region can, thrive.
That 2024 drive kicks into its next gear on January 19th, Friday morning, 8 a.m. The board installation breakfast in partnership with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce and West Bloomfield Parks will be live broadcast right here on Civic Center TV as a special edition of the Splash Live. Suzanne, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you again for having me.
Glad to have you on. WestBloomfieldChamber.com is their website. You can also follow them on Facebook for updates all throughout the year on resources, special programs, and more. Facebook.com/WestBloomfieldCC. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. Coming up, more stories that are close to home in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake. Stay with us.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
We thank you for getting your local news close to home in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake with us all throughout the week on the Splash Live. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and thank you for joining us on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. The winter weather is underway, and winter reading season also kicking off this weekend at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. On Saturday, they will kick off winter reading season with a special event, their Winter Reading Kickoff, which will feature special events, special activities, and even a movie screening to celebrate the winter season and get your kids and your families back into reading mode as they begin the second semester of their school year. This will all be from about 10 a.m. all the way through 1 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library's main branch in the Youth Activity Center. You'll be able to visit alongside Elsa and Olaf from the movie Frozen from 10 a.m. until 11:30, and then at 11:30, Olaf and Elsa will leave because they got to go and be part of the show. They'll be showing Frozen at 11:30 at the library for all the kids to enjoy. The winter-themed movie will be showing at 11:30. Some other events following that as they wrap up, and then you can collect your prizes too for showing up and signing up for the West Bloomfield Township Public Library's winter reading event. It'll happen all throughout the winter season, and then lead right into after that later on, a couple months after this concludes the summer reading season. And always when they get into reading mode, they have a whole lot of fun at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library. This event is for children of all ages and for families of all ages. WBLIB.org for more information. You don't have to register to attend this event as well. So show up. It's free. It's for the entire family. And it's all about encouraging reading for our kids in the greater West Bloomfield area. WBLIB.org for more information and other events at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, or follow them on Facebook at West Bloom LIB for even more information coming up. The West Bloomfield Fire Department, as well as our police department, are hiring, and they're actively seeking applicants as we speak for a variety of different positions. The West Bloomfield Township Fire Department is actively looking to hire firefighters and paramedics with starting pay at around $54,000 and the top base pay around $88,000. Applications are already open and you can apply right now on wbtownship.org/jobs, but time's starting to run out. You got just a couple more weeks to get those applications in. If you want to be a firefighter or paramedic with the West Bloomfield Township Fire Department, which also serves the Tri-City Fire Department in Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake Village, those applications are due to the township online, wbtownship.org/jobs, by February 2nd. In addition, as you're looking at your screen here, you can see kind of some other information about these West Bloomfield Fire Department jobs, serving 6 stations across all 4 of our communities. They also are part of the Oakway member, an Oakway member of the collective between many different local fire departments. So not only will you be serving our 4 communities in the greater West Bloomfield area, but also helping out with other fire and EMS emergencies occurring all throughout the Oakland County area. There are also jobs available with the West Bloomfield Township Police Department. Both dispatcher and police service aide jobs are open and available for application as we speak. Dispatchers will have their starting pay at about $55,000 a year, and all you need to apply is a high school diploma or the equivalent of that education level. Plus, it also helps to have some police dispatching experience. That will help to put you a little bit further ahead in the line for those jobs. As for police service aides, it's a great job for those that are looking into exploring careers in law enforcement. Maybe you are in the police academy or soon to join the police academy and pursue a career in law enforcement. PSAs are part-time jobs available to anybody that's at least 18 years of age and a U.S. citizen, with a starting pay rate of $22.34 per hour. That will increase after several months on the job ever so slightly and continue to go up over time. Plus, there are other jobs available all throughout the greater West Bloomfield area in our local government in West Bloomfield Township, all of which will be on display next week, Wednesday, January 17th, from 3 p.m. until 7 p.m. at the newly renovated West Bloomfield Township Police Department headquarters. Check out different job opportunities with our friends at West Bloomfield Parks, the West Bloomfield Township Public Library, the Town Hall office, and their various departments, and learn more even about those police and fire jobs we just talked to you about. All happening 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Town Hall complex right next door to us on Walnut Lake Road in West Bloomfield between Farmington and Orchard Lake. And you can find more information on this job fair, wbtownship.org/jobs, or follow the West Bloomfield Police Department on Facebook, facebook.com/West Bloomfield PD. Finally, on the program today, we want to talk to you about some safety considerations for the winter season. We know that so many this season are doing their best to keep themselves warm in their homes, maybe trying to reduce the amount of gas or electricity on their bills each and every month by not using the heat as much and instead plugging in a space heater. Now, that can create some different fire hazard concerns in your home. Same goes for working a fireplace. Maybe you haven't had it inspected in a while, and that can lead to fires. All the more reason, especially after a fire earlier on this week that the fire department responded to early in the morning, in which 8 people safely were able to escape a residence unharmed during a home fire. They want to remind you to make sure your smoke detectors are up to date, you have changed the batteries if you haven't changed your batteries in your smoke detectors recently, and that you have working carbon monoxide alarms placed throughout your home. These are life-saving apparatus that can help you escape a fire or another hazard in your home quickly. That fire that happened earlier on this week in a home in the area of Maple Road and Halstead was quickly extinguished. All occupants, all 8 of them, were able to escape the fire, plus their pets also were able to be saved very swiftly. They got out of the home because they were awakened during that 3:30 a.m. approximate fire by their smoke detectors going off throughout the home that alerted them to get up and to get out of the home expecting a fire emergency, get in contact with 911, and make sure that the fire department did get on site and put that fire out. So while that fire is still under investigation, it's a good time to remind yourself to check out your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide alarms. Make sure you have a plan for escaping every room in your home, and you've practiced that with your family, and that they're all aware of the different escape routes, and that you have all the other necessities that are needed, like fire extinguishers that are up to date throughout your home as well, and that you're updating yourself on how to keep yourself updated on how to keep yourself safe in various other situations, whether you're using space heaters, using your fireplace, cooking in your kitchen, or more. And there's always great advice on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield Fire Department as well. And you can always find more information online too on wbtownship.org. To keep up to date with the West Bloomfield Township Fire Department, especially as we head into the thick of the winter season. It's going to be a lot colder. People are going to want to bundle up and get warm inside their homes, but a lot to consider to keep yourself safe. And in the event of emergency, make sure you're able to safely and quickly get out of your homes so that our fire department can respond and save your home and save you as well. Plenty more updates on the latest news and information in the greater West Bloomfield area each and every week here on The Splash Live, keeping your local news close to home. Stay with us. The Splash Live will continue very soon.